Price from Eden Condensed, and today I want to show you how to plant some containers for your front porch. And I happen to have a front porch here that has dappled sunlight during most of the day because I've got a big tree, and then the sun starts to go over into the backyard, so I get some morning sun, and then we're kind of in the time of day where the sun is dappled. So I like to pick plants that don't need a lot of direct full sun in order to be happy. And one of those things is succulents. And I actually have this really beautiful agave here that I dug up that was in the ground and covered with a bunch of leaves and stuff. So I'm recycling the plant instead of getting rid of it. And I thought it would look really great in this big white pot I have. So before I plant it, I actually want to use a succulent planting mix because it'll allow really good drainage. Succulents do need some water, but they don't need to be sitting in moist or wet soil all the time. So you'll want to choose a soil that's made especially for succulents. And a lot of times the soil, like this one I have here from Dr. Earth, does cactus and succulents. Sometimes you'll also see it for palm trees and citrus as well. So I've put some soil in here already, and I'm going to add just a little bit more to bring the soil level up. And you'll see the soil here has perlite in it, which actually will help the drainage. So I've trimmed some of the roots from the agave when I dug it up, just so it'll fit in the pot here. Here we go. And I'm going to put that in there, make sure that the roots are in there. And then I'm going to take my succulent soil and I'm going to kind of backfill around just to make sure that the roots are covered, because you don't want the roots to be exposed. I'm going to add a little bit more soil here just to cover the roots and to kind of pull the plant up. You got to be careful with these because they're pokey and you don't want to get too much on there. All right, and brush those off. Now, I like the agave because it's a nice architectural plant, and there's a lot of different varieties you can choose. These need very little water, so it can kind of stand on its own, and it will get a bit bigger too. So I'm actually not going to put anything else in this particular pot. So for my second pot, I thought I would do something a little bit more colorful. So I'm going to use a canna. And this is a tropical plant. These are great around swimming pools and areas that get some water. I also like this particular one because of the dark leaves and the bright orange red flowers that it has. And it does really well in dappled sunlight. So it'll handle the morning sun, it'll handle the dappled afternoon sun as well. And so I filled my pot to prep partway with some other specialty soil that I have that's great for exotic plants, hibiscus, palm trees, and since this is a tropical plant, I think it's going to do really well in here. So I'm going to tip this guy out. And sometimes the nursery pots, the roots get a little compacted, so you do want to loosen that up, and that'll help the plant as well. So, and I'm going to put this guy in the middle here, and I think it needs a little bit extra something. So I've got a little bit of the Palm Tropical Fertilizer here I'm going to put in. And I'm going to add a little bit more soil around the middle here. So dump this in here. And this is actually an all-purpose soil that I'm putting here. So I've got a little bit of the tropical soil, some all-purpose soil. I'm not the neatest gardener, so you'll see that I end up spilling most of this on me. But being in the dirt is a good thing. And get that nice and even. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to add some, I found these really pretty dark leaf purple Heuchera. And these will also have, they're also known as coral bells. And they'll get a really pretty little flower that pops up that's bell-shaped, which is why they're called coral bells. And we're going to put a few of those around. And these will get bigger too. These are so I'm going to put them a couple inches apart from each other. You just kind of have to squeeze them. Get one here in the front. So they'll fill in this area here. And I think it's a nice combination with the agave and then the colored canna lily here. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do here is give these guys a good watering. And even the agave, we want to get it started off with a good watering. You want to make sure you let it dry out between waterings. The canna is going to need a little bit more watering, I would say a couple times a week. So I'm splashing myself here. And then you can arrange these at your front door. So definitely try, if you've got a front door that's a little bit plain, add a couple containers and put some color and some architectural plants in and you'll be good to go. I'll see you on the next video.